Hello, welcome to Miss K's channel. My name is Miss Klett. Today we're going to talk about volcanoes and mountains, and if at any time you need to pause the video, please do so. This is at your own pace. So, the essential questions are what are volcanoes and mountains, and how are they formed? All right. So, volcanoes and at plate boundaries. Most of our volcanoes are formed along at convergent boundaries or divergent boundaries. Divergent boundaries, you're going to see a little bit of it, but you're going to see more of it at the convergent boundaries. Okay. And what happens is that all the materials that is used or created from the melted plate crust rises back up and creates all the materials needed to make volcanoes. We have these hot spots. They're called, again, hot spots or mantle plumes. And these are the weakness in the crust. And so at these hot spots and everything, these are going to be where the crust is weakest and they're going to be creating volcanoes just because the magma needs to go through somewhere. So, like, for example, Hawaii is a hot spot. So a divergent boundary volcanoism, these are when plates are being pulled apart and all the magma turns into lava and they fill in the cracks along where the crust is being split apart. Most of them are in the mid-ocean ridges. Convergent boundary volcanoisms is when the slabs of oceanic crust again comes right back down into the mantle, and it become all this material right down here becomes material for all the volcanic islands right on the edge between the oceanic crust and the continental crust. So interplate volcanoism, these are your hotspots. And again, there's a weakness in the crust and that there's volcanoes that are just coming right in the middle of the crust, right in the middle of it. So like Hawaii, the Galapagos Islands, there's also the Easter Island. They're all hotspots because they are weaknesses in the crust that volcanoes just come through, the molten rocks come through and create the land in order for land to be created to make these hotspots. So the anatomy of a volcano, these are when magma collects in a pocket in the underneath the crust called magma chambers. This magma rises up, turns in as soon as they hit the air is called lava, and they come through a circular pipe and reach through the vents and spew out depending on what's going on. We got a couple different kinds of volcanoes, and it depends on like what type of minerals and materials that comes out from them, and the pressure on how much pressure is built in. So repeated eruptions of lava or pyroclastic materials eventually built mountains or volcanoes. And many at the where the volcanoes are, there's like a little crater, little circular hole called a crater. And depending on the type of volcano is determined by the composition inside the magma. So like not all volcanoes are the same. It depends on what type of material is underneath them. Mountain building. Similar to volcanoes like popping up. However, when all the crust is being squished together, all the rocks start forming up and turning into mountains. So like the best example to talk about is our Himalayan mountains where India is going underneath into Eurasia. So through compression and pulling of the land, thrust and reverse faults, folding faults, volcanic activities, igneous intrusion, metamorphism are all part of this mountain building process. So again, rocks, when we got the continents, like two continental crusts coming together, they just start building mountains. Like the rocks are too light that they start just pushing together instead of one of them going back into the mantle. And that is it. I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you guys here soon.